stay there, but she's been touching stuff, and sometimes I leave in her big dramatic sighs where she's like, but today I'm like, no, we don't have time for that, Leia. This is a Tingly Whispers only, not loud dog sighing ASMR. I also have one like story time, dramatic story time thing for you. I don't know, because I never have like interesting or dramatic kind of stories to tell, but I see a lot of videos like that, story time, ASMR, that time that I did whatever, and I have not really done a video like that, but something happened recently, and I thought I would tell you guys what happened for some drama, just for fun. So, the first bit of news, it's just like personal news. Guys probably know that I love to read. I have always loved to read, but I was in a long reading drought for years, and about 2 to 3 years ago I started really getting back into reading, and it makes me very, very, very happy. And I just joined a book club. So, for those of you who also follow ASMR by B, another ASMR artist who's very book themed oriented, and if you like books and ASMR, then you definitely want to go to her channel, because she does like monthly TBRs and wrap-up sort of videos, sort of book reviews. I love her content. Aside from just enjoying her beautiful ASMR voice, it's very tingly. But right. It's definitely not a Akadar knockoff. I mean, like I said, I think that maybe that's a rude thing to say. Maybe they're very different. However, if you have two Fae-themed books and they both follow the court of blank and blank, you're like, I don't know if there was another post-apocalyptic book about kids in a fighting to the death, and this one was called like The Starving Games, I'd be like, but as I said, I think frequently what happens is something becomes a cult phenomenon and you just see loads of books cropping up after, which are not necessarily like cashing in, but sometimes the authors are just inspired. I think how many magical society sort of books, you know, magical school series have there been post Harry Potter? And growing up, there was that huge spate of, like I said, post-apocalyptic teen books. I read them all. I read all of them. I think, even though I'm not a huge fan of the post-apocalyptic genre, but they were so hot that I read them all. So I think one of the new things is like new adult fantasy romance. There's a lot of those, but I like that genre, so I'm not complaining. So I brought my Kindle with me for this video, and I know that I have to paint my nails again. The polish is coming off. This polish, which I told the story of briefly, is garbage. I'm cool to say that because I didn't pay for it, like I said. Before you ask, no, I did not steal it, of course. Possibly worse, like, you might judge me more. I found it on the ground and I was like, oh, free nail polish. Is that worse than stealing? But it's garbage. It, first of all, took forever to dry, even though it said instant dry. And then a day later, it started chipping off. And granted, I'm not great about protecting my nails after I've put nail polish on. I tend to just do whatever with my hands. I'm cooking and scrubbing and soaking them in hot water and doing stuff, but this came off very quickly. So I'm gonna tap on it, but you have to promise not to look at my nails while I do that. I brought the Kindle because, have you ever seen, I'm sure you have, those celebrity ASMR videos where they bring in a celebrity and they're like, you're gonna do an ASMR interview. I like the back more. And then they just, for whatever reason, give them random items related to the things they're gonna talk about. So this is my homage to that. And here today, to represent book club, I have a Kindle Paperwhite. I'm a celebrity. Go watch my new TV show. I've watched a lot of those videos. Some of them are good. Like, you can tell that the person has seen ASMR before, or maybe likes it. So this is my Kindle case. And back here behind the case is a little sticker that one of my besties got me that says emotional support Kindle. So cute. And first one is the shortest. So this is the shortest book. Okay, 799 pages. So, 799 pages. The next one is similar, and then the last one is even longer. Okay, so I just committed thousands of pages reading this series, and then by the end I didn't even like it that much, so I felt really burned out after that. But fortunately, I rolled from, what is going on? I rolled from that to Fourth Wing, and Fourth Wing is also a series sitting next to Crescent City and House of Sky and Breath. I have Iron Flame above you, but there's only two. That doesn't feel as bad. However, it's still a series, so series. I just kind of feel like I need a break. I need to read a one-off. It's only $5 on Kindle. So that's pretty good. However, it's also on Kindle Unlimited. I had the free trials of Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if, I think like I would get it again, but maybe for like 1 month, you know, and I just do a Kindle Unlimited month. Here's the synopsis. They call him the Silent Death because he kills without sound and leaves none capable of speaking in his wake. When the Empire's deadliest murderer catches her wielding forbidden magic, 20-year-old Emmeline believes her hour has come. Instead, her inhumanly beautiful captor spares her life, but carries her off on his velvet wings into the one place from which no human ever returns. I'm drawing a lot of parallels between this and ACOTAR. Okay, I've been trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, Court of Blood and Bindings, but I don't know. Anyway, that's enough about book club. I haven't started it yet, clearly. I have a few weeks, I think, before the next meeting. And it's I don't know how other book clubs operate, but this is like a voting system of how to pick the next book. The book I put forward was Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I think that I've read it clearly, but it's on my DVR, and so I thought that it would be a good book club one, and I think it came in second as far as the results went. I picked that as my number one pick because I put the book forward. My number two was Wolf Song. Is that a TJ Klune book? Actually, let me just look it up. And then I believe my third was this one, even though I didn't know anything about it, but I thought, well, it sounds ACOTAR-y, so I love ACOTAR. So I'm making fun of it for being too similar, and yet that is why I picked it, so I kind of can't complain, can I? It is TJ Klune. Wolf Song, a Green Creek novel. This one is $12.99, so I'm actually, it's a little pricier, of course. Physical copies of books are usually velvety blanket yarn, which is very thick. So I thought, how bad can it be if I make it with the thicker yarn rather than the thin yarn? Pretty bad, apparently, pretty big. The whole cat, I think, is supposed to stand about this tall. And I only ended up making the head, because the head of the cat, which probably should be like this much of it, was so big. Here's how the cat head ended up. So you've probably seen it before on my channel. I mean, he's kind of cute, but it's just enormous. So, this is all I could do, because can you even imagine how insane it would be? You actually weren't supposed to finish it off like this. You were supposed to stop about here, and then you would have attached it, sewed it onto the body. So I made this, and it's definitely not one of the cutest things I've ever made. But I always said one day I'll go get thin yarn and try to make the whole thing. Well, last time I was at the craft store, I did that. I got some thin cotton yarn. It's a sport weight, which is like 3, it's 3, right? Just 3. And actually I shouldn't put it down. I should keep it for comparison. So again, this is what happens when you make it using thick yarn, and here is how it's supposed to look. So, you know, just a bit of size difference. Just a bit. And obviously, I haven't done the ears or the nose piece that's meant to go there. But this is the head so far, and it was so hard to do these tiny little stitches. Like, it took forever, that I've kind of been like, I need a break before I make more of this. And I'm still not 100% sure if I like the size of the eyes. I might make them smaller. But yeah, I just thought that for those of you who had been following my mega cat head, you might find it funny to see how it was supposed to look. Yeah. My little thin cotton yarn. Okay. Yeah, that's the update to the cat head saga. It continues. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to do the rest of it, because that genuinely took me so long. It's so interesting using like a small hook and a small yarn, because I'm so used to doing the thick blanket yarn, which that works up really quickly, and you feel like, I don't know, sometimes you can whip up something like that in like 30 minutes, like a big thing, but that tiny cat head took me hours, because of just how teeny tiny the little stitches were. Hours. Okay. Well, I think we've come to the drama portion. I should kind of warn you guys that it's not a super pleasant story. That's why I kind of hesitated to say it on here, but it is like a dramatic story time thing that happened, and also you're all adults. I think some of you might be, teenagers, and teenagers are very mature. So I think you can handle this. And it's me, like, being honest with you guys, genuinely sharing things even though we can't hear him, that it's probably asking for something. He's probably asking if we have money or something. I don't know about you, but I don't carry cash ever. Like, I just never have. I think it's like a generational thing. I think starting with millennials, everyone stopped carrying money because it's just not that useful. So yeah, I don't carry cash. None of my friends do either. So I can't hear what he's saying to him. But eventually my friend says, "I'm sorry, man, I don't carry cash on me." I didn't know at the time, but my friend said later that he was speaking really, really broken Spanish to him. We had no clue because we all were actually looking at each other like, "Can you hear him? Can you understand him?" No. Turns out he was speaking in like very halting, broken Spanish to one of my best friends. And so eventually he just says in English, like, "Man, I don't have money, I'm sorry." And it was like his switch flipped. The guy instantly got very, very hostile and said a lot of things I won't repeat because they were very violent. But essentially the gist was like pointing at all of us and wishing us harm, and specifically wishing harm on all our mothers and fathers. And we all kind of stood there stunned for like 30 seconds or so. I think we were just expecting him to say okay and walk away. But it was instant, and we stood there for a while, kind of waited for him to cool off and leave, but he's not. He's just still standing there, berating us. Eventually my partner kind of steps forward, kind of in front of me, and is like, "That is enough." He is a very, very, very non-confrontational person. He never angers. He's the most non-violent person in the world, so he just tries to de-escalate by saying, "You need to leave. It's time for you to go." Like in a very calm but assertive, "Leave" way. At that point, it was like another switch was flicked in this guy, and then he got racist. And slurs started getting flung around, and now we're all getting a little upset. I know that I personally, I don't find myself in situations like this a lot, because I'm just usually within the bubble of my friends and I'm not out meeting strangers. But when stuff like this happens, like adrenaline just courses through me and I start to like shake. So I'm shaking because I hate stuff like this. I don't like people yelling at me, and I definitely don't like people yelling cruel, vitriolic things at me. So he just starts this tirade of hate, just spewing at us. And then he says the funniest thing. We all thought it was really funny, at least, because he's clearly saying all of this to be negative. He means it in a negative way. But he looks at us, specifically at I don't know, he looks at me and like another friend. I should note that we're very tall. He's, I don't know, he's 6'3" or 4, and he's possibly the nicest person I've ever known, but he looks imposing because he's so tall. He's just built very big, and I was standing next to him, and so he definitely was like pointing at the two of us, and I had another friend, and like, whatever this is, this melting pot, I was like, yeah, we're diverse. But he's pretty imposing looking, so I don't know. And this guy was not that tall. You know, my friend probably had a good foot on him, and it's about twice his width. So while my friend is the most non-violent person I've ever known in my entire life, it would have been a very silly thing to get physical with us. We immediately went and told the owners of the establishment, like, you should probably keep an eye out. There's a guy walking around saying messed up things. Just keep an eye out, I guess. And we didn't stay inside because it was really busy and we couldn't hear. I personally get very overwhelmed in loud environments, and a lot of my friends are the same way. We don't like being in where there's music and there's loads of people talking. Just have a lot of like noise sensitivity. A lot of us wear like loops ear. They're like noise canceling kind of things, but you can still hear people talking, but it kind of quiets a lot of that background noise. They're great for loud environments. That's my personal endorsement, loops. And so we left and we went to the other side of the building where there's another patio, and we were out there all of like 5 minutes before he started coming back to us. And I was the one who spotted it, and I said, he's back. And we instantly like moved to be closer to other people. And you know what's so funny is that the first thing he did, well, most of us had moved away from him, but my partner and my tall friend were standing there, and he approached both of them, and he had completely forgotten that we were the same people he had just been in a confrontation with. It's crazy. First thing he says was, "I'm sorry," and my friend took that as he was apologizing for his words. He was not. He didn't even remember that he was the same person. He said, "I'm sorry, do you have any cash?" So, as much as that was an upsetting experience, I do feel bad for him. He was going through some stuff, and I don't know what part of him those words came from, but it was a weird experience. I'm sure a lot of you have had one or two of those as well in your life, where you find yourself in a confrontation you didn't want to be in. Like I said, they freak me out, and I had to calm myself down for quite a while after. I hate confrontation. It makes me very upset. I'm sure you guys get that vibe from my channel. I'm kind of the opposite. I very much like soft and cozy vibes and friendship and telling everyone that they're a great person and that we all love each other. Rainbows and sunshine. So that experience was like the opposite of where I am, but I tell you, because real life isn't always sunshine and rainbows, unfortunately. But I think it's important you keep a calm head in situations like that. No one escalated in my group, even though we were being called very nasty names. The important thing is to take care of yourself and your friends. Don't do anything that could put each other in harm, you know? You kind of have to develop, I guess, a thick skin for that. And as much as I feel like I have from being on YouTube, it's still a different thing when someone confronts you in person and says stuff like that. It's upsetting. So yeah, it took me a while to calm my heart down It's really fun. And I just spent the whole day doing that. I took the day off. It was my mother's birthday, which is a hard day for me. So I felt like I deserved it, and you do too. Mental health days are really important. Please don't hesitate to take that time off if you need. Like if you work a job that has PTO and you're not physically sick, but you're still, it's been a hard day, you're feeling burned out, anything above, please take a mental health day and just look after yourself. It's really so important. It's important to take care of your body, but it's also really important to take care of your feelings and your brain. So I did that for myself yesterday, and it was good. I just surrounded myself by happy thoughts and feelings and my pets, and I made a nice meal. I had a delicious salmon pasta for dinner. I'm not the biggest fish fan in the world. Salmon is my favorite of the fishes. But it's still not one of my favorite flavor palettes. So I'm training myself to like fish and salmon more because it's so good for you. By pairing it with things I do like more, like pasta, and putting it in like a delicious sauce. And last night eating this salmon pasta was the most I've ever liked salmon. So I think it's working. I think it's working, and I'm telling my brain, you're gonna like fish now. It's time. My dad has been trying to get me to like it forever, but we just ate it a lot when I was a kid, and I didn't like it. You know, sometimes when you're a kid and there's food you don't like, and you kind of carry that prejudice with you into adulthood. I've been trying to break out of some of those things I didn't like fish. He used to always be like, fish is so good for you. But the more he forced me to eat it, the more I rebelled against it. So I'm now going in with positive emotions about fish, positive connotations, and yeah, it's going a lot better for me. I liked that recipe that I made last night, and I got a few more salmon steaks, so hopefully the next salmon meal will be even better. I'm looking forward to playing more Fallout when I'm done with work today. I'm having a lot of knee pain still, so I don't think I can work out. I should probably take it easy. And I woke up really sore today. I also woke up very tired because one of my cats was up all night being huge